Hello there, and welcome back. As you can probably tell, this video is pretty long. So, what is it about? Well, if you read the title and aren't blind, you should know. You see, recently, one of my favorite Roblox games got an update, and I want to talk about it. So today, I will be ranking every area and find the markers. Allow me to explain the ranking system real quick. First, what qualifies as an area? Well, mostly my own opinion, but I came up with a bit of a system so that I could deny certain things. If an area is visually distinct, completely separate, and has more than one thing to do, it will probably count. For example, the bridge in the blue door in the Scented Reverie counts because it has two collectibles, is visually distinct, and is separate from the rest of the door. The gravity laboratory in space will not count because it is not visually distinct enough to be its own area. The areas will be scored out of 40 points. The first 10 points are for the markers. How good, on average, are the markers in this area? Second is aesthetics. Is it good, interesting, or accurate enough to be qualified as good? Third is traversability. How easy or fun is it to get around the area? Last but not least is enjoyment. How fun is the area? Please note that enjoyment is basically how much do I like the area, which means that it's impossible to make it not somewhat biased. Anyways, let's begin. In last place, we have the black base plate, scoring a 13 out of 40. This area has awful markers, with no good markers in this area, and several bad ones. Its aesthetic is not too much better, being very plain and quite boring. It's not very fun to get around, but decently easy, and it's not very fun either, and quite boring. All of these mediocre and bad stats lead the black base plate being only one of two areas to be below 15. This also makes it the worst area in the mainland and gives it 34th place. The markers in this area include marker for the black base plate, Zanwood marker, 90-degree marker, and alternate marker. Coming in 33rd place and slightly better than the worst is the bridge, scoring a 14 out of 40. The markers in this area, or should I say marker, is only one marker that's pretty easy, so obviously bad in terms of that. The aesthetics are decent, but nothing special, and it's fine to traverse, but nothing exciting. It does succeed in one thing, though, being even more boring than the black base plate. All of that brings the bridge to a pathetic ranking and the worst area in the Scented Reverie. The markers in this area include a Azurite marker. And in 32nd place, we have our first area above 15 and our second area in the mainland, the sewers. I'll be real, this area was the closest to not being counted. It only counts because it technically follows all of the rules, but barely. The sewers sits at 17 out of 40. It has pretty bad markers, a decent aesthetic, and segregated and disjointed traversability means that it gets carried by being decently fun. The markers in this area include Rust marker, Teenage Mutant Ninja marker, Platinum marker, Dark Green marker, and Quagmire marker. Now we move on to an area that holds a special place in my heart, the town. It may be in 31st place with 19 out of 40 points, but I love this area nonetheless. That's because, with the exception of the spawn, this is my first area. I somehow missed both ball and purple marker, so olive marker was my first marker. Even if this area has bad aesthetic, meh markers, and meh traversability, it has a pretty high enjoyment just because of that. Can't save it from the bottom ranks though. The markers in this area include red marker, ghost marker, crayon, pebble marker, realistic marker, telescope marker, hot cocoa marker, cobweb marker, baby marker, marker plier, error marker, bubble bath marker, dropout marker, hammer marker, sweet dream marker, olive marker, and medium stone gray marker. Next is our second Scented Reverie area, the Beta Find the Markers. This place is based on the first release of Find the Markers, and it's a cool callback. The markers here are not great, same goes for the traversability and enjoyment, However, its cute aesthetic saves it from a worse score, netting it 19 out of 40 points in 30th place. The markers in this area include neon purple marker, bland marker, chalk marker, Z-clipping marker, and hiker marker. Next is the Dream Hub, the third area from the Scented Reverie. This area has only 2 markers, so not great there, but pretty good aesthetics. As for traversability and enjoyment, it's just alright. This gets the Dream Hub into the top 30 with exactly half of the 40 available points. The markers in this area include Wandering Traveler marker and Vanilla marker. Next is the Clouds, another area with 20 points. I gave this area the edge over the Dream Hub because of the higher enjoyment rating. The clouds are decently pretty, have mediocre markers, and very bad traversability. All this rounds it out to 28th place and the transition between the meh areas and the good areas. The markers in this area include Chicken marker, Balloon marker, Cloud marker, Stormy marker, Atmosphere marker, Malding marker, and Skydiving marker. Next is the first area in the game, the Spawn. This area is our first good one. The markers are not great, and the traversability and enjoyment are only fine, but this area looks pretty darn good, getting this area 21 out of 40 points and 27th place. The markers in this area include purple marker, ball marker, camo marker, khaki marker, beige marker, green marker, and orange marker. Next is the shop. This area has alright markers and a pretty bad aesthetic, but is decently fun to traverse and is quite enjoyable. This gets it 22 out of 40 points and 26th place. The markers in this area include yellow marker, water marker, coral marker, ecosystem marker, indigo marker, thief marker, sunburnt marker, cedar marker, old marker, light bulb marker, tide marker, plaid marker, gray marker, and ceramic marker. Next, we've got the area that received the biggest revamp in the latest update, the Gallery. This area looks utterly fantastic, but the rest of its stats are just okay. This nets at 23 out of 40 points and 25th place. The markers in this area include camera marker, sculptor marker, painted marker, artwork marker, eucalyptus marker, magenta void marker, subspace trip marker, and marker deleted. And now, ladies and gentlemen, all the way up in 24th place with 24 out of 40 points, we have our first area from the Washable Kingdom. That area is the Bay. The Bay has decent markers, mediocre enjoyment, and pretty good aesthetics and traversability, getting it up surprisingly high on the list for the worst area in the Washable Kingdom. Netted to 2 more within the next 3 areas. The markers in this area include Primrose marker, Tip Jar marker, BFDI marker, Merchant marker, and Fisher marker. Next in the Washable Kingdom in 23rd place, also with 24 points, is the Fantasy Forest, or Bioluminescent Forest as I knew it for a while. Placed above the Bay due to a higher enjoyment, the markers here are pretty good, but the traversability is not great and the aesthetics are fine, but a little cluttered. The markers in this area include Bioluminescent marker, Bluegrass marker, Waterfall marker, Bluish-gray marker, Aloe marker, and Fallen log marker. Taking a quick break from the Washable Kingdom areas, with 24 points and 22nd place is the Cave. Placed above the last due to a higher enjoyment, this area looks stunning, but the markers are kinda lame and the traversability is meh. The markers in this area include Crystal marker, Marker Seed the Fallen, Maroon marker, Devil marker, Triple marker, Stack marker, Green marker, Quartz marker, Geode marker, Cyan marker, Spider marker, Burning marker, and Dummy marker. Heading back into the Washable Kingdom and entering the 25 pointers, in 21st place we have the Castle. The markers and traversability are both fine, but the aesthetics and enjoyment are quite nice. This area is also one of the few exceptions to the enjoyment rule. The markers in this area include King marker, Wizard marker, Knight marker, Gilded marker, Archer marker, Banner marker, and Lily of the Valley marker. Arriving in the top 20 areas, we have transitioned from the good to the great areas. Starting off the great, yet another 25-point area is the defrag zone in the Scented Reverie. Although it may have lower enjoyment, more well-rounded points and undeniable charm gives this area the very slight edge. The markers in this area include arrow marker, microchip marker, internet marker, buffer marker, and file marker. Yet another area with 25 points and coming in 19th place is the cyberspace. Yet again, a bit less enjoyment, but the aesthetics being a 9 more than makes up for it. The markers here are hit or miss, and it's a bit easy to get lost, but overall, a very nice area. The markers in this area include wireframe marker, neon green marker, matrix marker, pixel marker, kilobyte marker, terminal marker, and digital marker. The final 25 pointer in 18th place is the classic Roblox dream in Scented Reverie. This time actually with a higher enjoyment. The aesthetics here are on point, while the markers are fine. It's a little annoying to get around. The markers in this area include Business Marker, Crossroad Tower Marker, Happy Home Marker, Caller Marker, Bombastic Marker, Mega Easy Obby Marker, Not Even a Marker, Universal Stud Marker, and Neon Orange Marker. Heading into 26 points and back into the Washable Kingdom, we have reached the top half of the list. All of the areas from here on out are pretty dang good. The Periwinkle Field is this area. It has some fun markers overall and looks pretty, although not super exciting, and isn't super fun either. The markers in this area include Time Rune Marker, Periwinkle Marker, Princess Marker, Flytrap Marker, and Fairy Marker. Next, with 26 points in 16th place is Mars. A slightly higher enjoyment gave it the edge, even if the traversability is fine. The real stars of Mars are the markers and aesthetic, however. Also, fun fact, this area has my least favorite marker. I'll leave it up to you to figure out what it is. The markers in this area include Martian Marker, UFO Marker, Nebula Marker, Black Hole Marker, Persimmon Marker, Starker, Supernova Marker, Plasma Marker, Stardust Marker, Rocket Marker, and Oil Marker. Continuing the areas that have 26 points, it's the Candyland. Slightly higher enjoyment, good markers, a pretty aesthetic, and not great traversability lands the newest full area in the mainland to being in the top half of the list. The markers in this area include Chocolate Marker, Candy Cane Marker, Marshmallow Marker, Gingerbread Marker, Static Marker, Pretzel Marker, Feta Cheese Marker, Lollipop Marker, Jawbreaker Marker, Zen Marker, Gummy Marker, Licorice Marker, Salted Caramel Marker, Cinnamon Marker, Peppermint Marker, Straciolata Marker, and Flant Marker. Our second to last 26 out of 40 pointer is in 14th place, and that is the Forest, which is not only one of the largest areas in the mainland, tied with the Snow Forest and Candyland, but also the area with the most markers. This area is a bit random, with a lot going on, and the traversability is fine, but the sheer variety of markers gets this area a good score either way. The markers in this area include, get ready, Leaf Marker, Bee Marker, Zombie Marker, Capless Marker's Cap, Rose Marker, Fire Marker, Phoenix Marker, Brick Marker, Missing Texture Marker, Fish Tank Marker, Wildcard Marker, Forbidden Marker, Lavender Marker, Skinny Marker, Dirt Marker, Bendy Straw Marker, Mega Marker, Carpet Marker, Tree Sap Marker, Blue Marker, Wood Marker, Rock Marker, Cookies and Milk Marker, and Marker. The last area, with 26 points, has a lower enjoyment, but the markers here make it deserve this ranking. In 13th place, it's the Volcano. The markers and aesthetic are both great, although it can be a little annoying to climb up and down over and over. The markers in this area include Dragon Marker, Magma Marker, Torch Marker, Ice Marker, and Excalibur Marker. Reaching 27 points in 12th place is the Dust House. The markers in enjoyment are pretty good and the aesthetics are nice, but its maze-like structure makes it struggle in traversability points. The markers in this area include dust marker, fairy light marker, mattress marker, vacuum marker, bookshelf marker, neon yellow marker, chartreuse marker, and iridescent marker. Our only other area with 27 points in 11th place is another scented Reviri area, the Mess. This area has about the same enjoyment, but better markers and the best aesthetic out of any area gives it the win, even if it's not great with traversability due to a load of backtracking and ease of getting lost. The markers in this area include spaghetti marker, silly string marker, shapes marker, geometric marker, and neon red marker. Reaching the top 10 areas, we get to the areas that are truly the best. Starting off the top 10 and getting 28 out of 40 points is the desert. This area has meh markers and aesthetic, but very good traversability and enjoyments. The markers in this area include flower marker, melted marker, cactus marker, tan marker, polka dot marker, fossil marker, sandstorm marker, temple marker, quicksand marker, jewel marker, salmon marker, strawberry marker, vermilion marker, sand marker, and cowboy marker. In 9th place and almost reaching 30 points is the snow forest. This area is very fun to get around due to the cool trees. I like the trees. But the aesthetic is a bit plain. Solid markers and enjoyment make a pretty darn good area, the third best in the mainland. Markers in this area include magenta marker, couch marker, snow marker, snowman marker, medium stone gray marker, mint marker, snow shovel marker, obby marker, jump scare marker, flamingo marker, explode marker, noob marker, frozen marker, pinata marker, pine tree marker, pine cone marker, transparent marker, and popsicle marker. Reaching the top 8 with 29 points, it's outer space. A slightly higher enjoyment gave it the edge, while the real star of the show is its aesthetic, which is spectacular. Relatively low markers and traversability hold it back from being top 5 status, however. The markers in this area include Viridian marker, Vitrelli marker, Comet marker, Rainbow Road marker, Cheese marker, Sus marker, Moonstone marker, and Space marker. Finally reaching the areas with 30 out of 40 points, and all the enjoyability rankings are so high it's difficult to rank them in specific order. We're starting with the second to last area in the Washable Kingdom, the Swamp. With meh markers, the aesthetics, traversability, and enjoyment are all very high, allowing the Swamp to get all the way up to 7th place. The markers in this area include Frog marker, Prince marker, Potion marker, Mud marker, Firefly marker, Lily pad marker, and Mushroom marker. The second place area in the mainland went 6th place overall, just missing the top 5, it's the Factory. This area has pretty good stats on all of the scores, so there's not much to comment on here other than having 30 out of 40 points. The markers in this area include Security marker, Industrial marker, Time marker, Winning marker, Gold marker, Quicksilver marker, Smoke marker, Vending machine marker, Box marker, Atom marker, Lava jump marker, Permanent marker, White marker, and Oopsie marker. We have reached the top 5, starting us on the road to the best of the best. It's the best area in the Scented Reviri, the Depths. The depths look fantastic, and the markers are quite good, and it's very enjoyable. The only metric holding this area back is the traversability, due to how slow the swimming can get in a big area like this. It gets a total of 30 points, getting above the last two due to an even higher enjoyment. The markers in this area include Neon Blue marker, Whale marker, Sea Mine marker, Tsunami marker, Mother of Pearl marker, Aquamarine marker, Treasure Chest marker, Depths marker, Jellyfish marker, and Seashore marker. Fourth place goes to the best area in the mainland, the Mountain. With 32 out of 40 points, even if the traversability is meh, other very high scores in the other 3 categories makes up for it. Also, fun fact, this area has This area is my favorite area and has my favorite marker. Like my least favorite, I'll let you guys figure out what my favorite marker is. The markers in this area include cork marker, pink marker, snowboarding marker, big orange marker, ivory marker, shadow marker, rock slide marker, rainbow marker, aurora marker, black marker, evil marker, teapot marker, cough drop marker, bone marker, goat marker, bat marker, glitch marker, paper marker, capless marker, and brown marker. Next up in third place with 34 out of 40 points, it's the Void Maze and the Chaos Realm. Each stat here is pretty good, with its weakest being traversability. This area also holds the final boss of the game, Dark Markery, which is cool, I guess. The markers in this area include Dark Markery, Inverted Marker, ... Monotone Marker, Black Ice Marker, and Void Marker. In second place, and just missing out on the top spot, is the best area in the Washable Kingdom, the Foliage Dungeon. The markers are amazing. The aesthetics are very nice, and the traversability is quite good. It's a fun area overall. All this brings it close, but not quite to the final spot, number 1. The markers in this area include Foliage Marker, Springtide Marker, Mimic Marker, Sunlight Marker, Statue Marker, and Vine Marker. Well, well, well. After all of that, many areas good and only a few bad, we have made it. Number 1. Funnily enough, both the best and worst area in its realm, the difficulty chart. This area has some of the best markers in the game, a wonderfully simple aesthetic, a super fun and challenging obby, and a very enjoyable experience overall, adding up to 38 out of 40 points and first place, making the difficulty chart the best area in Find the Markers. The markers in this area include difficulty chart marker, danger marker, serenity marker, killbrick marker, and runner marker. So, there you have it. All in all, this is a great game, and the bad areas don't drag it out in the slightest. I'm super excited for the future updates it has to offer, and I hope that if you don't play this game already, this video can be a good reason to start. Anyways, thank you for watching all the way until the end of this much longer and much more difficult to make video than my other ones, and goodbye.